The world weavers, the world makers. In an effort to clear up confusion or ignorance about the meaning of a word, does anyone ask what is a definition of this word? Just about always, the way of putting the question is, what is the definition of this word? The difference between a and the in this context is vast, and I have no choice but to blame the schools for the mischief created by inadequate understanding of what a definition is. From the earliest grades through graduate school, students have given definitions, and a few exceptions are not those are not told whose definitions they are, for what purpose they are invented, or what alternative definitions might serve equally as well. The result is that students have come to believe that definitions are not invented, that they are not even human creations, that in fact they are, how shall I say it, part of the natural world, like clouds, trees, and stars. In 1,000 examinations on scores of subjects, students are asked to give definitions of hundreds of things, words, concepts, procedures. It is to be doubted that there are more than a few classrooms in which there has been any discussion of what a definition is. How is that possible? Let us take a look at an equally strange case of questions. There is no disagreement, I think, to my saying that all the answers given to students are the end product of questions. Everything we know has its origin in questions. Questions, we might say, are the principal intellectual instrument available to human beings. How is it possible that no more than 1 in 100 students has ever been exposed to an extended or systematic study of the art and science of question asking? How come Alan Bloom didn't mean this in E.D. Hershiser Jr., or so many others who have written books on how to improve our schools? Did they simply fall to notice that the principal intellect instrument available to human beings is not examined in school? We are beginning to border the absurdity here, and we cross the line when we consider what happens in most schools on the subject of a metaphor. Metaphor does, in fact, come up in school, usually introduced by an English teacher wanting to show how it is employed by poets. The result is that most students come to believe that metaphors has a decorative function, and only a decorative function. It gives color and texture to poetry, as jewelry does to clothing. The poet wants us to see, smell, hear, or feel something concretely, and so the resorts to a metaphor. I remember a discussion when I was in college by Robert Burns' lines, "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like a melody that sweet played in tune." The first question on the test were, is Burns using metaphors or similes? Define each term. Why did Burns choose to use metaphors instead of similes, or similes instead of metaphors? I didn't object to the questions at the time, except for the last one, to which I gave a defiant but honest answer. How the hell should I know? I have the same answer today. But today I have some other things to say on the matter. Yes, poets use metaphors to help us see and feel. But so do biologists, pharmacists, historians, linguists, and everyone else who is trying to say something about the world. A metaphor is not an ornament. It is an organ of perception. Through metaphors, we see the world as one thing or another. Is light a wave or a particle? Are molecules like billiard balls or force fields? Is history unfolding according to some instruction of nature or defined plan? Are genes like information codes? It is literally work like an architect's blueprint or a mystery to be solved. Questions like these preoccupy scholars in every field. Do I exaggerate in saying that a student cannot understand what a subject is about without understanding of the metaphors that are its foundation? I don't think so. In fact, it is always